What up, it's your boy Roy Jones Jr. Right now you're checking out LinealBoxing TV with Bertie. Don't miss it, the man is fantastic. He even tell you about, look, he got the best looking guy ever boxed, the best fighter power ever, right here. How much better can you get? Huh?
I love this fight. Steve Robinson against Prince Naseem Hamed. Steve Robinson, the Cinderella Man, was the champion, the WBO featherweight champion, and Prince Naseem Hamed was stepping up from super bantamweight to challenge him, going up a weight. Steve Robinson was classed literally as the Cinderella Man. His career at the start, he was pretty much a journeyman. He was fighting on undercards. He was getting unlucky decisions. And I think the start of his career, he had 7 wins and seven defeats. It was really win one, lose one. But that doesn't give him credit at all. He really was a tough boxer. And he would fight anyone. Really, really strong, a good high guard, was very powerful and didn't really get hurt. I think he'd only ever been knocked down once before this fight. But the Cinderella Man, where he really come true, what a wonderful story this is. 48 hours notice, he stepped up to fight for the vacant WBO title. Ruben Palacio was stripped when he failed a medical, and then obviously they were looking for an opponent, and he stepped up with 48 hours notice to fight John Davison, winning on points. And then Steve Robinson's career really took off. He really endeared himself to a lot of people as well for stepping up. Took his chance like any true champion, and then defended his title 8 times over a 2.5-year reign. Obviously at this time there was a lot of talk of Prince Naseem Hamed, and the Hall of Fame trainer, now rest in peace, Brendan Ingle, really raved about him. And Brendan didn't really rave about people unless they were the real deal. At the time, Prince Naseem Hamed was undefeated, 19 wins, 17 by big KOs. And I'd been watching his career, but this is when I knew that he was something special. What he did during this fight was so impressive. With any prospect, you always have a few question marks during their career. At what point do you step them up into a level? At what point do you test them? But Naseem Hamed went to Steve Robinson's backyard, and you've got to remember, Steve Robinson was absolutely loved there. He really went into the lion's den, and he took to it like a duck to water. It didn't faze him at all, and it was like he was born for this moment. He was still only 21, but age didn't factor into this at all. He was so confident, borderline cocky, but you have to give him so much credit because everything he said during this build-up, he backed up. He said exactly what he was going to do, and he really became a man in this fight. And also as well, no matter how good a boxer he was and his explosive power and his flashy style, what an entertainer he was. People used to just love watching him. He really transcended the sport, and it was such an exciting fight. He was really stepping up to the plate, and Steve Robinson, in his hometown, absolutely loved by all the Welsh people, come out to a hero's welcome. The atmosphere here, I think this was at Cardiff, Neon Park, and the atmosphere, I think there was 16,000 people. The atmosphere was absolutely crazy. And Naseem Hamed was the pantomime villain. The grief he was getting before the fight, he really came into a hostile environment, but he put it straight on Steve Robinson. And this first round, he was just toying with him. He just got caught here, and the crowd went crazy, but he just took it, goading him all the time. And I'd never seen sort of like a fighter with that sort of low guard, with that confidence borderlining on arrogance, apart from obviously Ali that used to do it, but never sort of like this. And for such a good champion in Steve Robinson, it really was like a cat playing with its food, a cat playing with a mouse. Obviously Steve Robinson caught him a few times, but Naseem just rolled with the punches, made him miss, and it was so frustrating for Steve Robinson. He was hurt continuously from crazy angles, and at times I was mesmerised watching that. Just the reflexes to avoid those punches then from a really good solid champion. But what really impressed me is the way that Prince Naseem Hamed could punch through a guard. Even when it looked like Steve Robinson was protecting himself, he was still getting hurt through a guard. and went down here, and this was beginning of the end. Steve Robinson, a brave champion, but was getting really hurt, and Nazim could have really ended it any time he wanted. Steve Robinson always dangerous, always still firing back, but this shot here just finished the fight. Just an absolute beautiful left hook, just picked it beautifully. Steve Robinson had a little bit of a delayed reaction, but was knocked out, and the referee made a really good stoppage there. Steve Robinson didn't complain. It was a beautiful punch to finish an absolutely amazing performance. That was the night I realised Prince Nazim Hamed was the real deal. And fair play to Steve Robinson, still involved in boxing, training a very talented fighter at the moment, undefeated, and that fight is his son, Jacob. If you get a chance, look on YouTube, follow his career. He looks really talented, and I tell you what, if he's got a heart like his dad, it'll be okay.